Azorius control. Welcome to another day in standard. What have we got? Yeah, we have turn 2, no more lies. That's gonna go and help us survive the early game. I'm on the draw. That's makes things a little bit more difficult. They are gonna even be able to push through a 2-drop. But let's see. So I do need land urgently. I think it's going to be the Ultima, to be honest. Okay, that's pretty good. That's also good. That's going to come and haunt us again at a later stage. Now, I mean, I'll counter it just so that it's not on the board. Definitely want to play the tapped land here. So the opponent could be a self-bounce deck. A bat. I'm just gonna get lost that. No, I'm even gonna allow them to just see my hand, and I'm gonna play the Overlord next. I'm just gonna drop the Overlord. Sure. I think this is just a good tempo play. Even if they drop the Annex, yes, they will go get a draw from it. Oh, I'm definitely blocking here. Not too sure what that was supposed... I don't think that was a... Wow, that's superb for me, to be honest. That was a good draw as well. This is going to get me back on cards. Having this tick up, or tick down. They're on 2 lands, of course, so that's... Yeah, not really great for them. Let's use this while we can. Don't even want to discard anything. Yeah. Now I really want to stock up with my Marang. A slasher. Yes, sure. Draw 3, discard the tapped land. Alright. Okay, got myself an Overlord. Yeah, I know. This is still pretty good for the opponent, but oh, I'm gonna be able to consult and then split up. Oh yeah. Everything's gonna be tapped, so split up is gonna be big, and they know about split up. Yeah, I mean, that's unfortunate. It's a good answer to my Overlord, but still I feel like I'm in a good spot because of this. So let's refill our hand with an Elspeth. And a Fountainport. Okay, now I will do this. Oh, wait a minute. Beza plus this means 7, 2, 4, 6, 7. Oh, this is pretty awesome. Wait, I need a lot of white to do that, but I have... But let's just... Okay. So Beza first. And then all tap creatures. Oh yeah, not too bad. They can take my Elspeth. And they're gonna flash this back soon, so I need to be careful. Next turn they can flash it back, so I need to keep my hand empty, basically. And unfortunately, I cannot do that. So I could also keep the Fountainport in my hand. But honestly, I don't think I need the Day of Judgment. So I'm going to just attack here. And pass the turn. Also, I can draw with the Fountainport to see what else I would draw. So okay, sure. Okay, here comes the land. Take some damage. Okay, I'm definitely gonna Day of Judgment. Ouch. Okay, let's attack first. Honestly, what I'm going to do is the following. I'm going to sack this to draw another card. Sure, and then I'm going to just play this. And yeah, I have 4 cards in hand, so now even the Ruthless Negotiation, I don't really mind it too much. Okay. Just a negate, I guess. No, it's gonna be this. I'll keep up the Get Lost for the Ruthless Negotiation. I have an answer to that with the Elspeth. And I'll keep up the Negate. Damn. Oh, that's the flashback. Okay, yeah, sure. A Cecil. Yep.
Join the fight.
And creating 4 tokens here instead of just 2. And yeah, so the value of the Overlord is... Yeah, the Overlord is a pretty good card even in this control deck. Now, as you saw, the sweepers sometimes can be awkward because you sometimes, you have a Beza and an Overlord and you do have some creatures, but at the same time their creatures are overwhelming you. But yeah, there you just have to see, kind of find a balance or kind of make a decision. Do you want to hold on to that sweeper for longer or not? It's, yeah. But, yeah, anyway, a good start to Azorius control. I'm going through all the control decks these days. Did 4 color, did Demir, and today we are going Azorius. On to the next game. Azorius Control versus RD. Going first, have some lands. This is tapped. I don't have double white, by the way. I do need to shock here to keep up Get Lost. The chances of having to use it are low, but you'd never know. Alright, now we have 3 steps ahead, up 2, and next turn we can consult. So, pretty good things curve going on here. This, I will just allow it, of course. I'm already anticipating Consuls Flanker. I don't even run Consuls Flanker, by the way. I just checking. Just reminding myself. Okay, but sure. Fair enough. I was just gonna say, could be good here, depending if they... I mean, they are a lesson deck, so they're gonna try and fill their graveyard with lessons. And they might counter this, but that's fine. Because I know they have the lesson that counters exactly this one. But that's okay. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't play Beza. Okay, pass. I would really need one more white source here to really get this hand going. For now, I'm just pretty much relying on these No More Lies. But let's start making fish. Okay, happy. Super happy about that. That was an awesome trade. And if the opponent wants to pass turn, I'm happy to do so. I have the Fountainport to support my claim. Ah, that's something... Okay, so they have this. Sure. I think I'm gonna get lost that thing. Because that way I can keep up. Let me mute that. This way I can keep up counter magic. Okay, I didn't even have to use it. Lands are good at the moment. That's okay too, I'll take it. Alright, keeping up mana. Playing the draw go game and making fish at the end of the turn. Okay, the opponent, I don't know, did they realize that they're not going to win any long game here against the control deck? Perhaps. A decisive victory. On to the next one. Azorius Control versus the Fervent Nan-Rooter. I go first. Very awkward hand. We'll keep this. This scry is gonna have to be big. Give me a land. Yes. Alright. Let's exile Ultima. The most expensive card anyway. And this way we have No More Lies up on 2, which is very key. Yeah, let's counter this. Whatever we can to slow down the hurt, the beating. Okay, I can... that was an okay draw. I would like another land soon too. This is gonna be tough. Yeah, let's allow the creature and see if we can negate something here, hopefully. Yeah, let's negate that. Perfect opportunity to just, yeah, use that negate. Oh, this is good. Let's do this now. Destroy all untapped creatures. Wow, okay, that's perfect news. This can be played tapped. I have double white, I have double blue, it doesn't really matter. Let's go whitey, actually. No need to play that untapped, there's no benefit from that. I won't be able to double cast these or... Okay, the opponent is out of creatures, so let's just draw go, make land drops, and keep up counter magic. Until we draw some of our good stuff. Whew, the question now is, do I use Get Lost or do I use this? I'm going to use this. I feel like the opponent didn't find a creature for a long time. Oh, this is a tough choice, actually. I'm going to go for the Get Lost. And I'm just going to drop this here. Now, I know they could blow me out a little bit if they go for play a creature and then a Sheltered by Ghosts. But even here, just plussing, I feel like I'm pretty secure. And now we're even attacking. Pass. Have a lot of counter magic up. And if this Elspeth remains unchecked, it's gonna destroy the opponent soon. I don't even want to stock up here. I'd rather keep up 3 steps ahead plus a no more lies. Yeah, and the opponent has conceded anyways. So yeah, that went pretty smooth. And this is, in my opinion, sweepers are in a very good spot at the moment. And Split Up is a very, very good sweeper for a very cheap price. That works very well in this deck because you do have, sometimes you do have creatures and you can control, sometimes you can control or make it so that the opponent's creatures die and yours don't. But yeah, Day of Judgment, Ultima, in case they run artifacts. So a lot of options and protection. And of course the amazing mid-range counter spell, No More Lies. On to the next game. Azorius control versus a Puffin. A Puffin. Okay, we are on with these draws. Oh, this is gonna, I can already, yeah, this is gonna be a tough one. And when I mean these draws, it's just having 2 lands exactly, but that's fine. The question is now, do I shock just for the authority here? Or do I want to get No More Lies up? I'm gonna go for this and hope and find land too. I think that's the better play. That would have been authorityed if I had done that, but oof. Okay, do we need this? I think we do, but then what are we gonna do? Then the following turn is also gonna be a 2 mana play, which is not great either, so let's do this and play the Anchorage. It's not great, but it's what we have. I need like a Split Up. That's probably the thing I need most here. Yep, that's gonna trigger twice, so that's gonna mean a lot of damage. So I need Split Up right now. Didn't find it. Next turn, I'm going to take 6 again. 7, 8, 9, 10. Like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'm dead next turn unless I do something. And I cannot do anything. Really, I'm just dead. So GG, that didn't work out at all. So that was too much card draw, too much expensive cards. I needed at least a get lost for the Arabella. Even the Supreme Verdict wouldn't have helped here. So that just didn't work out. On to the next game. Azorius Control versus the Virtuous Silver God. Okay, these multiversal passages are painful, but I mean I can tap one, play one tapped, and then I have a lot of 2-mana spells available. That should be okay. So this is going to be tapped, and it's gonna be blue or white. Doesn't really matter, does it? But generally, I want to have double white first because that's the sweepers. If I have to choose between double white and double blue, which I don't have to here anyway. I have both. Okay. They have Shard Mage Rescue up. I can smell it from afar. Okay. Well, my 2-mana spells are going to have to do a lot of work here. I'm going to take some damage here. I'm not going to intervene here. I'm going to take the 3. That's still okay. And now I'm going to try and get lost. And they're going to Shard Mage. And then I'm going to try again. And then they're going to hopefully not Shard Mage again. That's actually a good negate target. Because that would have grown this thing pretty much. Alright, let's go for this tapped land. And then next turn I can even double chain spells. I'm still going to take... Do I want that even? It's actually... I have a Consult. I think the Consult is fine. Don't want to get lost now and just to have them Shard Mage Rescue and... you know, grow this to a 5/5. No, even more, because the Ethereal Armor will also grow it. So, again, I'm going to take 3, which is not great, but it's better to do that than them responding to what I do. And then, yeah, here comes the Shard Mage Rescue, as expected. And now what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to shock this. Kill it. And keep up No More Lies. Okay, perfect. Okay, this cost me a lot of life, but that was the right way to do it. That's how you deal with Shard Mage Rescue. And now I have Counter Magic up, and I just need to keep the board free of creatures, and we are good to go. And stalking up here with the Consult is perfect. Another... do I want this? Probably not even. I think 2 lands are fine. The Fountainport will give me something to do end of turn, even if it's just a treasure. That is drawing an extra card every 2 turns, which is fine. Unfortunately, I can't do this, but I can do this. Do I want to go for this? I won't be able to keep up double No More Lies, so I don't. I know I'm being very slow and conservative here and very protective, but I think that's the right way to go about this. With this treasure now, I can go for that and keep up 3 steps ahead, but for now, no need to do that either. Okie dokie. Yeah, let's do this again. Ditch. No, ditch a normalize, maybe. Do I want the authority? Yeah, I'll even drop an authority next turn. Enter tapped, play 1 authority. Play 2 authorities even. So every creature they play now is gonna gain me 2 life. Actually, I'm just gonna ditch. I'm gonna drop this now as well. If they play something, it's gonna enter tapped, and I can Day of Judgment. So I feel like I'm still safe enough to tap out here finally. And yeah, that was enough. And that was yeah, good showcasing of how to go about this. So as you saw, I always allowed the scavenger to attack first, because you never want to, during combat, try and kill it and then they shard mage it, etc, etc. You want to do that end of turn, because then they use their shard mage, then you have the opportunity in your turn to, you know, kill it, depending on how tapped out they are. With the normalize, I would have even been able to counter a shard mage rescue if they had it. So you always have to be very careful, and preferably do it at end of turn, unless your life total is too threatened that you have to do it during combat, which can happen too. But in this case, I preferred to take a couple of hits and always wait until end of turn to do something, just in case they add something to the board and then it changes my decision, etc, etc. Okay, but that's it for today's run. Azorius Control. I'm super happy that these control decks are in a pretty decent spot at the moment. And yeah, normalize, sweepers. Sweepers generally are in a very good spot at the moment, because a lot of decks, a lot of the decks are really creature based here at the moment, and sweepers can really rip those apart. Not always, as we saw. But anyway, let's talk about that a little bit more in the recap. Alright, Azorius Control. Wait a minute. This Beza belongs here and this belongs here. That's how. Azorius Control, very successful run, 4-1. Super happy about that. Love control. Generally, my most preferred playstyle is control, so I'm always happy to see when control decks are playable in the meta. Not getting too oppressive, but that's not often the case with control decks. But yeah, anyway, let's take a look at this specific version of Azorius Control. Land-wise, we have the Azorius lands for Meticulous Archives, because this deck is okay to start off with a tapped land, because this deck tries to makes up for that on a later turn when sweeping. That's when when this deck really takes over the game. So sweepers are a big part of this, how this deck works. Floodfarm Verges are amazing. This is an absolute great dual colored land, which works very well with the archive, because the archive is a plains and an island, and also the Multiversal Package will enter as a plains or an island. So this is generally active, unless you have exactly 4 Floodfarm Verges. But okay. Then we have the 4 Restless Anchorages. As I said again, this deck is okay to do a turn 1 tapped land, and that's why we can have run 8 of those, including the Restless Anchorage, and having a creature man land available to you can always be helpful. 1 Demolition Field, we don't want to overdo it, because this deck does require double blue and double white pretty consistently, so we cannot overdo that. Also 2 Fountainports, which are really good, because this deck, sometimes you don't really want to tap out in your turn, but you also don't want to keep doing nothing at the end of the opponent's turn, so this gives you something to do. Even if it's just making treasures, that's fine, because that will set you up to have more mana, to maybe one-off drop something and still keep mana up as well. Yeah. Oh, and last but not least, the Mistrise Village. Definitely an important card to have against opposing control decks, or decks that run counter magic. Okay, but let's have a look at the cards. We have two authorities. Don't want to have too many of those. they could potentially clog up your hand, and more than one is usually not really needed. What really helps here is the enters tapped, gaining a life, just slowing down opposing aggro decks. Basically, you are putting them behind one turn. Not really. But yeah, you are. It's against ramp decks, you are, because when they ramp, they... Wait a minute. Okay, against haste creatures... Sorry, I gotta rearrange my thoughts here real quick. What was that? What am I trying to say? Authority of the Consuls, definitely important against creature decks because they enter tapped, so any haste creature won't have haste. Gaining a life when creatures enter slows them down, gives you more time to find your sweepers. Also, it can help because they enter tapped and then they're tapped for your split up and your creatures are untapped. So there is some synergies, but mainly it's just slowing the opposing aggro decks down and gaining you some life in the process. Get Lost, 4 of them, absolutely needed. This is your only spot removal for creatures outside of sweepers, so it is definitely important to have. But this one is also versatile in that it hits enchantments and planeswalkers as well. Then we have a good counter suite, 4 3 steps ahead, 4 no more lies, and 2 negates. So this is a pretty all in on the counters, which I do like, because once you've stabilized the board and you're able to keep up counter magic, often that just seals the game and puts you in a spot where you just counter every next thing they do that would threaten your life total, and just take over the game that way. A good card drawing suite. Consult the star charts, 4 of and 2 stock up, so you'll always, once you have the mana available, you'll probably find what you need. The Marang also acting as a card draw engine as well. So you have all you need to find the cards that you're looking for. And then we come to the core of the deck, in my opinion. 2 split ups, 2 Day of Judgments, and 2 Ultimas. A very spread out sweeper pack. A 3 mana, a 4 mana, and a 5 mana sweeper. One that can target specific types of, tapped or untapped. This just sweeps all creatures. And this even hits artifacts. So in case you're up against Azorius artifacts, the Ultima will also be a very important card that you'll be looking for. And then we have, so this version of Azorius Control is a little bit more has just built-in threats, but all of them are very versatile. So, I think this makes this deck slightly more proactive maybe than just a fully reactive version of Azorius Control. But I like having this because you do want to try to close out games, and all of these are good offensively and defensively. So Beza can gain you life, can potentially create some tokens to block with, can draw you a card. Elspeth can destroy a creature with mana 3 or greater, and is an amazing win con in on itself. Marang can draw you cards, bounce things, and is a win con. And the Overlord is also a win con and can also create 2/1s, which are very good at blocking. They're flyers. Together they can block and deal 4 power worth of damage, which can even take out some larger creatures as well. So them being 2/1s is actually a big thing instead of just being 1/1s. And yeah, that's the deck for you. That's just sharing my thoughts here, even if they were a little bit disorganized towards the beginning when I was talking about the authority. But yeah, I just speak my mind, basically. But yeah, okay. That's it for today. Let's have a look at some flavored text. Oh, I like this one. Split up. Don't be a wimp. We'll cover more ground this way. Ryan, former survivor. And on that note, thanks for watching. Have fun. See you in the arena, and peace.